I paid my rent 3 days early, and my landlord called the police on me. He told them I was harassing him, pounding on his door, leaving threatening notes. None of it was true, but that was just the beginning. Because what I found out 6 weeks later made me realize the whole thing was planned from day one. I got a call at work from a police officer. He said my property manager, Mr. Doran, had filed a complaint against me for aggressive behavior and harassment. I left my desk shaking. I've lived in that building for 8 months, never had a single complaint, not even a noise warning. At the station, they showed me the report. It said I had been confronting Mr. Doran about building issues, banging on his door late at night, and sliding threatening notes under it. I showed the officer my phone. The only message between us was me asking about a leaky faucet 3 weeks ago. He replied saying he'd send someone. That was it. The officer looked confused, but told me to work it out directly with my landlord. I called Mr. Doran. No answer. The next morning, an eviction notice was taped to my door. Violation of lease terms. Threatening behavior toward property management. I drove to his office. The woman at the front desk said, "Mr. Doran doesn't feel safe meeting with you." I stood there in shock. I'm 5'6". I teach kindergarten. I went back to my building and knocked on a few doors. And the woman in apartment 2, Gloria, opened her door halfway. She said, "I think it's best if you leave everyone alone." I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "After what you've been doing." I said, "Doing what?" She said, "I'm not getting involved," and shut the door. The guy in apartment 3, Marcus, used to talk to me about basketball in the hallway. He opened his door, saw my face, and went cold. He said, "Man, you need to chill. Whatever's going on with you and the landlord, leave the rest of us out of it." I felt like I was losing my mind. I called a tenant rights lawyer. She reviewed everything and said, "This is one of the strangest cases I've seen. You have 0 violations, no complaints, nothing on file." She asked if something had happened between us personally. I said I barely knew the man. By week 3, I was banned from the building gym, removed from the tenant email list. Parking enforcement showed up twice to ticket my car, even though my spot was clearly assigned. Every neighbor treated me like I was dangerous. My own mother started asking if maybe I'd done something without realizing it. Then I ran into Mr. Doran's nephew at a coffee shop. He recognized me. "You're in apartment 4C, right?" "Yeah. Why is your uncle doing this to me?" He looked uncomfortable. "The eviction? The police? Everyone acting like I'm insane." His face changed. He said, "Oh no, they actually used you." He pulled out his phone and showed me an email chain. The subject line said, "Tenant Resilience Study, Phase 3. My stomach dropped. He explained that the management company hired a consulting firm to test how tenants respond to manufactured conflict. They pick someone random, create fake problems, and document how the person reacts. Mr. Doran got a bonus for participating. There was a spreadsheet, categories like escalation attempts, legal threats, emotional appeals. My name was highlighted. My score was 8.7 out of 10. Compliance. There was a note from the consultant. It said, "Subject showed exceptional conflict avoidance, attempted resolution through proper channels, no social media exposure, minimal retaliation, ideal tenant profile for high occupancy properties." They were presenting my case at a property management conference the next month. They tortured me to prove I wouldn't fight back. I took screenshots of everything, sent them to the tenant union, sent them to the local news, sent them to every tenant in the building. Within 6 hours, Mr. Doran was calling me. I didn't answer. He called 9 more times. Then he sent an email saying there had been a serious misunderstanding and we should discuss this privately before things get out of hand. I forwarded it to my lawyer with one line: "See you in court." The management company fired Mr. Doran 4 days later. 3 tenants moved out. The consulting firm lost 2 major contracts when the story hit the news. My lawyer sent me their settlement offer last week. I rejected it. We're going to trial. I'm still in apartment 4C. I'm not leaving, and I paid my rent early again this month on purpose.